Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How you doing this morning? I'm good. I'm up eating some grits. What about you? What you have for breakfast today? Anything special? I see watching the news this morning. They're getting ready to eat that Carroll County Circuit judge for lunch. They're not happy. People aren't happy about the still documents in Delphi right now. But I got a video for you guys this morning. But I wanted to come on. They said they set Richard's bail at good morning, everybody. They said his bail at $20 million, but then clearly during the press conference you saw McClellan say that he had no bond. So what is it, 20 million or no bond? So that's one of the discrepancies of why people are getting their panties in a bunch and want these court documents revealed. Also, I'm like gathering that again, like there was a search. They searched his house on October 13th. He wasn't arrested until the 28th, 27th, whatever it was. So for 2 weeks there, after they searched his house, he was home, going to work, didn't skip a beat, acting normal. Everything was hunky-dory. Everything acted normal, everything fine. What the fuck, man? This guy has no weird behaviors at all. I go looking into him and whoops, I'm muted.
According to neighbors, David Yoder lived across the street, but has known Alan since he was born and grew up with his dad.
Yeah, I mean, I would have never thought living across the road from him there was anything. That's where I would have sent my kids to if there had been any trouble.
But after hearing Alan was arrested and charged with killing Abby Williams and Libby German, he's now questioning if he really knew him.
It's just hard to believe. He's a heck of a nice guy. Always has been.
Son.
Alan's parents still live in Mexico, but nobody answered the door today. Their neighbors describe them as nice people, but some still have a lot of questions.
I honestly just don't know how his parents could not... I don't know how they could not know.
Alan has no criminal history, but Carroll County dispatch records show he had one encounter with police in 2015. The sheriff said it was a domestic issue where Alan was supposedly drunk and his wife took him to a Lafayette hospital. No law enforcement action was taken, but deputies were sent to his Delphi home to, quote, keep the peace. If he's found guilty, his old neighbors say he deserves the maximum punishment.
And if he did do it, he deserves to fry.
Now, in this country, you are innocent until proven guilty, and people who knew him grew up here in the small town of Mexico, just about 30 miles from Delphi. We spoke to several people who knew him, and all of them said they never would have suspected him.
People change over the years, and I haven't seen Ricky for a long time.
Richard Allen, a.k.a. Ricky, grew up in this home in Mexico, but neighbors say they haven't seen him much since he moved to Delphi in 2006.
He was all around good, normal, everyday family.
Starting to see, these are local pictures I got in from somebody that watches the channel. All the bars are saying no media allowed in here. These are pictures local, like as of like 2 days ago. You can go back and look at them. Those are all pictures of the CVS and everything local in the town. But what do you guys think, man? I mean, see what else I got up here for you guys. So anyway, so guys, what is like odd to me is, again, well, the whole situation's odd, but again, they went to this man's house for something on October the 13th is when this started. October the 13th around noon to the house on Whiteman Drive. Okay. Neighbors thought it was unusual to see a few cop cars pulling up to this house because it's abnormal. It's a quiet neighborhood. So the one neighbor had binoculars and watched the whole thing. Okay. I want to tell you his story. He said that 3 to 4 police cars arrived at around noon to Richard's home. They then went to the door. They then Richard and his wife then came out of the home. Nobody entered the home from there until Tony Liggett showed up 8 hours later with a search warrant or a piece of paper. Don't quote me, a search warrant. Nobody searched the home, took the silver truck or anything until Tony Liggett showed up at around dusk. Okay, this neighbor watched as Richard and his wife sat in her vehicle for hours. Richard paced for hours. The wife left 1 or 2 times during the day to go get some food, go to the convenience store, whatever. Richard never left. He watched them he stayed there the whole time while they didn't search the home. He stayed there while they stayed and not let them back in their home, which is weird to me. Okay, it's almost like they waited to get a search warrant and kept them out of the house so they didn't get rid of any evidence or do anything of that nature. But he would have known it over the summer. Kagan was ready to flip or was talking when you got rid of that shit, man. And that's what doesn't add up to me. Like, where in this man had every goddamn one after another warning. Bro, get rid of it. Like, what the fuck, man? He doesn't get rid of the evidence. He lets Keegan tell on him in jail, keeps the evidence in his house, and lets them come in. You caught the tater. Got the tater salad, motherfucker. But I know this is what you guys want. You want me to come on here. You want me to bitch. You want me to give it a debacle. What the fuck I really think's going on. And this is a shit show what's going on. They stumbled upon this for some reason they didn't realize, okay? And then I don't know if Tony Liggett was like, well, we better get a search warrant because we're going to search all this, take all this evidence. We're not going to have a warrant. It's going to be all admissible in court. I don't know why they had them stand outside the home like that. So, as soon as Tony Liggett shows back up this piece of paper, boom, agents are in the home. They search the backyard. They do their digging. They got metal detectors around the flower beds. They're looking for something specific. They said the one area dug in the backyard was as big as a bottle cap, man. That seems like somebody said something was there or something, or again, like that's odd to me. What do you think about that? This investigation's far from over. We're sourcing all tips still from the fucking community. What tips you sourcing there, Mr. Carter? What are you talking about? An arrest to a murder case is usually the end result of the end result, man. The end result is the arrest, not the beginning. They arrest you and then they try to put their evidence together on you. Come on. Also, Richard admitted to being on the trails that day and did come forward as a witness in the beginning of the investigation. Okay. Take everything I tell you today with a grain of salt. Okay? Because I am going to speculate a little bit. I heard, again, Tobe Lesenby and this guy know each other. That's why Tobe Lesenby was awfully quiet at the press conference. That's why he wasn't the center of the stage. Look how he acts. Okay? Tobe knows him. They all know this guy. But what do you guys think? Anybody want to come on and talk? No? Okay. But I want to come on, bring you that neighbor story. How they stood outside and nobody entered the home. Nobody did anything. Nobody searched that home till Tony Liggett came back with a piece of paper.
Seldom do I have prepared remarks, but today is different because I do not want there to be any confusion or ambiguity with what I will say.
So, press
Today
conference.
is not a day to celebrate.
Today's not a day to celebrate.
But the
What
arrest of Richard M.
the
Allen
fuck do you
on
mean?
2 counts of murder.
Today's not a day to celebrate. Could you please elaborate, Mr. Carter? Today isn't a day to celebrate. Then what is it? Fuck. He said he couldn't wait to get up on that stage and say, we got him. Not to trash any names, but I want to apologize. I've talked to both everybody since then. And who the fucking eat a dick, Redfoot? Trashing their names, bro? Please elaborate. Who am I trashing? Where'd I trash the names of the patties? Like looking into Cody's whereabouts, looking into people's whereabouts? Buddy, do you know who's friends with this Richard Allen is? I'd shut your mouth until you fucking knew a little more, bud. No, I don't apologize to anybody. Nobody trashed anybody. This is a criminal investigation, and all doors are open, dude. If you don't like it, you can step out. Doors to the left. Why are you on my channel, bro? Why? Get the fuck out of here. Nobody fucking asked you to come, did they? Didn't think so, bud. Deuces. Deuces, butt. I'll give you you need fucking rehab for them cheeseburgers you're eating, dog. Look at you, dog. With a haircut like that, you're fucking Richard Allen's nephew, bro. You look like a pedophile yourself, bro. Fucking pedophile. Pedophile ass bitch. Redfoot. What the fuck is that, bro? Some Cinderella fucking name or some shit, dog. Huh? Mr. Redfoot. Mr. Redfoot. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Your facial hair looks like you're all fucking Joe Dirte grow in and shit, man. What are you, fucking Uncle Cousin Bobby? Inbred ass motherfucker. Anybody else like to come at me this morning? We can fucking eat you for breakfast too. Did you apologize for trashing the patties? The patty police are at it today. The patty police are at it again. So, today isn't a day to celebrate. The fuck's this guy talking about?
A major step in leading to the conclusion of this long-term and complex.
It's a major step leading to the conclusion of the case. Is all I'm hearing. It's a major step toward the conclusion of the case. So, who was he working with? Somebody? Who's Richard Allen? Who did Richard Allen know? Who? You guys wait till information comes out. I can't wait till it comes out, and these are gonna just little chat over there. They're nothing, right? Who is Richard Allen friends with in the community? Who does he hang out with? Who's he hunt with? Why doesn't he have a social media? Please look into it all. Take everything I say as a lie or speculate it. Like, take everything I say and
First, I'd like to
look
speak
at it
directly
again.
to you, Mike, Becky, Kelsey, your extended families,
Listen, man. Like, even
along with the entire Delphi-
Becky doesn't get as offended as you fucking people do on here, man. Like, yous are like worse than females, man. Like, I messaged Becky Patty the other day with a profile picture. It was half the suspect sketch and the other half was Cody Patty, dude. And I messaged her with that profile picture. She said, Chad, come on, look at that profile picture. And da 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 da. She said something. I said, damn, Becky, you're right. I had an admin that changed it. I said, I didn't see it. And I changed it. Did that end my correspondence with Becky Patty? No. Again, like, I'm so sick of people telling me who to apologize to, who to do this, who that. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. They can demonetize every video on here too, because I don't make a fucking dollar and don't give a fuck. This was about the justice and the whatever, man. This was about keeping this is about keeping everything in the focus, in the eye, in the attention on it, because the media was not putting attention on it. And it did keep it in the spotlight. And guess what? There's been an arrest made. That's a pretty fucking big deal. But again, if you guys don't want to watch me, just unsubscribe, guys. It's not that serious. Today's
according to neighbors. David Yoder lived across the street, but has known Alan since he was born and grew up with his dad.
Yeah, I mean, I would have never thought living across the road from him there was anything. That's where I would have sent my kids to if there had been any trouble.
But after hearing Alan was arrested and charged with killing Abby Williams and Libby German, he's now questioning if he really knew him.
It's just hard to believe. He's a heck of a nice guy. Always has been.
Alan's parents still live in Mexico, but nobody answered the door today. They're
sorry, guys. Anyways, I'm gonna get up, hop up off of here, guys. Again, fucking. It's all good. Thanks for stopping by. What are your thoughts on all this? If you have any. If you don't, okay. I'm gonna play today's upload for you guys before I hop off of here. Here, this is a video for today. It's gonna.
according to neighbors. David Yoder lived across the street, but has known Alan since he was born and grew up with his dad.
Yeah, I mean, I would have never thought living across the road from him there was anything. That's where I would have sent my kids to if there had been any trouble.
But after hearing Alan was arrested and charged with killing Abby Williams and Libby German, he's now questioning if he really knew him.
It's just hard to believe. He's a heck of a nice guy. Always has been.
Alan's parents still live in Mexico, but nobody answered the door today. Their neighbors describe them as nice people, but some still have a lot of questions.
I honestly just don't know how his parents could not I don't know how they could not know.
Allen has no criminal history, but Carroll County dispatch records show he had one encounter with police in 2015. The sheriff said it was a domestic issue where Allen was supposedly drunk and his wife took him to a Lafayette hospital. No law enforcement action was taken, but deputies were sent to his Delphi home to, quote, keep the peace. If he's found guilty, his old neighbors say he deserves the maximum punishment.
And if he did do it, he deserves to fry.
Now, in this country, you are innocent until proven guilty, and people who knew him grew up here in the small town of Mexico, just about 30 miles from Delphi. We spoke to several people who knew him, and all of them said they never would have suspected him.
People change over the years, and I haven't seen Ricky for a long time.
Richard Allen, a.k.a. Ricky, grew up in this home in Mexico, but neighbors say they haven't seen him much since he moved to Delphi in 2006.
He was all around good, normal, everyday.
Upload out. Like I said, there's a lot of people talking really good about him. Really good about him, but that he's a great neighbor. You wouldn't want a better neighbor. So the murder statute in Indiana is a little complicated, a little different. So in Indiana, to be charged with murder, somebody has to die. Well, I mean, clearly, but again, the murder statute states, again, murder's murder. I live in Pennsylvania. It's a Commonwealth state. Let me explain this a little bit. We have murder 1, murder 2, murder 3. Like you can get murder 1, you can get murder 2, murder 3, you can get manslaughter charges. You can get there's capital murder. You get capital murder in our state, which is capital murders. If you can kill somebody while committing a felony, you get capital murder. Indiana doesn't have murder 1, murder 2, murder 3. They only have murder. Murder's murder in Indiana. If you commit the act, you're a murderer. If the murderer gives you the gun to get rid of and you're an accomplice to that murder and getting him away from being charged, you're charged with murder. So it's a very hard statute to dissect. So if he was an accomplice or committed the act, he's still going to be charged with murder, guys. So and that's exactly what he's charged, 2 counts of murder. So this is odd. The judge is freaking out. It says that there's literally the judge, like the clerk of court, and like the bailiff, and like the bailiff answers the phone too. It's a mess, man. It's really a mess. She said she needs help because, again, people are calling all day long, trying to get information. They don't know what to do. They need help. They can't disclose the information. It's been written that again, all the information is sealed. But as of like yesterday, they unsealed. They're trying to say they unsealed a couple of documents, but they really didn't. The only thing they unsealed was the $20 million bond, which we all knew he had a $20 million bond, and we got a case number now. We do have a case number and a whatnot, what have you. Let me see if I can pull this article up for you guys. Case number and info. But what's up, guys? How we doing? How y'all doing, man? It's been a while since I've been on here. Apologize. Deal with it. What's up with that alias, Craig Ross Renfro? People usually don't have aliases, but that's kind of weird. Weird than anybody else. This man has an alias of a whole other name. I don't know anybody personally with alias or a whole other name. Do you? Let's just keep it real. So, try to get you guys that case number. So it's Richard Matthew Allen, or the alias is what, Craig. Yeah, they put out new, like I said, case number, etc. Let's just go look on the Indian apartment. Anybody want to hop on and talk? I'll shoot a link. I don't know. Justice. So those are my thoughts this morning. Like I said, he came forward at first as a witness, said he was on the trails that day. We don't really know much more from there. It is confirmed through police that he did come forward as a witness in the beginning and did claim to be on the trails that day. He does admit to being on the trails that day and did come forward as a witness. But do you see how, like, through this whole investigation, Doug Carter and them, like, they were looking like, we think you talked to us, we this, we that, da, 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 da. We have a super chat. All that shit, you hear me? We have a super chat. But it just doesn't make too much sense. Okay, none of this really does to me. Like I said, an arrest is usually the end of the investigation. Why is it the beginning of the investigation for Delphi? Why is everything fucking ass backwards in Delphi? Why is everything been ass backwards?
It's the WPXI Money Giveaway. Weekdays, we're giving you 3 chances to win $200. Watch Channel 11.
Right, we have new information about one of the last people to communicate with Libby German before she and Abby Williams were killed in Delphi. More than 5.
The documents and so, man.
Do you know what questions they're asking? Since nobody kind of prepped me on that. And their sweet day there, 4 family members. It really is, ladies. You know, this is where it all comes full circle here at the Delphi United Methodist Church. This is the same church where Indiana State Police brought reporters more than 5 years ago to announce that those 2 missing teens, Abby Williams and Libby German, had been
Okay, Patty, Keegan Klein ratted Richard. I mean, it's what's rumored. I didn't read it in any court documents yet. Have you? I have not read it in any court documents yet. So, okay, that might have happened, Patty, but like that's kind of weird that he sat on all that evidence in his home, knowing Keegan was in jail talking, and he didn't get rid of anything or try to like get rid of any of the evidence in his home. That's highly weird to me. That's not weird to you? It doesn't make sense. So I just would like to see some court records. But that's what's said. You're right. It's what's said. Nobody's discerning he's not, Patty. I know he's on a $20 million cash bond. I know the public record is on the Indiana case. That just came out. Like I said, they just let us be able to look at that 2 days ago. But why did McClellan say that he's on no bond? McClellan said no bond. Document says $20 million bond. What is it? And why did they say discern it? And why did McClellan say he's not on, he doesn't have a bond? Could you explain that to us, Patty? Please, thank you. A judge had to sign a probable cause affidavit to look in that man's home. So, Keegan Klein's word's enough for that? No. Sorry, it's not. I really wasn't trying to get in. Like I said, I really wasn't trying to find out what a bond was or what the. Like I said, we're just really trying to go over now of what we know, what we've heard about Richard Allen, and what do you think? What do you think? They don't want those records open. Again, I think because of that's why I was trying to explain the way murder is in Indiana. There's no murder 1, 2, or 3. Like I said, he could have been an accomplice in whatever. Like I said, but they unsealed what? It's $20 million, and they unsealed that you can see that his next court hearing is. They didn't unseal anything. They acted like they did, and yes, they're keeping it hush hush for some reason. But like you got big. Okay, live in Indiana or not. I mean, hey, okay, cool, dude. I get it. I'm just nobody was contesting the facts you're saying. I'm just trying to understand why it is hush hush myself. You're right. What is such in this affidavit or what are in these court documents they don't want us to see? You're right. Why didn't we see an arraignment? Usually you see an arraignment where they say guilty or not guilty, and you see that little tiny clip. I can show you through history of everybody that got arrested for killing somebody. They have an arraignment. Scott Peterson, look up the arraignment. Look them up. Look up the arraignments, man. This guy has no arraignment or not a videoed arraignment. The fuck is that? Some Delphi shit, bro. I talked to a lady that lives lives a few doors down from Becky Patty, man. I mean, we all talk to people into this case. I mean, I get it. I just, yeah. Just wanted to get your guys' opinion on what do you think? So if you're local, then you should be hearing some of the local rumors. I got a bunch of emails of those this morning too, that they're saying that the girls were raped by multiple people. They found evidence on his property. Who's Keegan Klein's? They didn't find a Macy's bag of shoebox and books. That came from Allen's house. What are you talking about? Keegan Klein was there. He ratted. Was where, man? Keegan Klein was where? He ratted to get a lesser time. Keegan didn't get charged with anything connected to this case, though, man. So explain that. In the way murder runs in Indiana, if you're an accomplice, you get charged with murder too. Why wasn't he charged with anything? But he ratted on it. Listen, man, you can see a Macy's bag, shoebox, and books because the neighbors said that. And now they found a Macy's bag, shoebox, and books. What is that, man? And look, now no one's mentioning the cloth that he brought out of the house. Because that's what happens, man. You ever do that experiment in school where they tell you a sentence? The dog was green. And they go the whole way around the room. And by the time you get to the 80th kid, the dog had 4 heads, was blue and purple, and fucking farted unicorn farts. You know what I mean? That's how a story gets twisted when you hear it from one mouth to the next and 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 the next. Richard Allen, I mean, he should have turned himself in. No one's going to do that, man. I understand. But again, like, you're not making sense in this. So if Keegan Klein was where was Keegan, man? Dude, it was all over the news as speculation as the murder sheet fucking put out this shit. You ain't getting, this is not source fact, bro. Keegan Klein said he sat in his dad's red Jeep while his dad went and killed the girls. Well, why the fuck is Richard Allen arrested then, nigger, man? The fuck are you even saying, bro? Yeah, you're lost, dude. Like I said, so it's all over the news that Keegan waited in the fucking red Jeep while Tony killed the girls. You're right. That's what he admitted to. You're right. Or while, say he sat there while Richard Allen killed them. Bro, that's called a murder charge, bro. They found cigarette butts, smokes, Richard Allen. Keegan Klein was there at the Monon Bridge waiting in his Jeep. Okay? So that's the story they're going. That Keegan was waiting in his Jeep on Richard Allen to go kill the girls. Is that why Keegan, and that's why Keegan Googled the marathon too, how to find out what, because he forgot how to get to Richard's house, huh? So he Googled the marathon up the street. Oh, fuck, I forgot how to get there. I mean, I don't know, man, because this isn't the tune the Delphi locals are talking, I'll tell you that. They said the girls were raped by multiple people, and that's why they had multiple counts. They had multiple DNA profiles but couldn't match or something. I don't know. Again, I'm here just to speculate. I like what you're saying, but that's just a little mainstream. If that was the case, then why is everyone speculating, man? Why do they want these papers? Well, it shouldn't be a speculation. You know what happened. We got it figured out, bro. Keegan waited in the red Jeep while Richard Allen went and killed him. It's over. Case sealed. Like, I don't understand. What's the speculation then, man? If that's what happened, what's the speculation? Doesn't make sense. That's local rumor, bro. They were raped by multiple people. I'm just telling you what the locals in Delphi are saying. Yeah, a lot of lies, but you're taking the media and what they're telling you as the truth, bro. Richard Allen, this is what I've been said. I watch the news and I see videos on here. Again, you never saw a coroner report. You never saw they never released a manner of death. We don't know what happened at the crime scene. So correct me then, Patty. So I need to tell the story as then Keegan Klein waited in the red Jeep while Richard Allen went and killed the girls. We haven't figured out here on Crime, Conspiracies, and Coffee. That's what happened. We figured it out. Correct, Patty? We figured it out. We figured it out. Ding, ding, ding. We got it. So then we got it. We figured it out over here. We figured it out, guys. Crime, Conspiracies, and Patty. We figured it out. Keegan waited in a red Jeep while Richard Allen went and slayed the girls. And Keegan was smoking cigarette butts and putting them outside of the Jeep, I guess. I don't know.